She's so peaceful and sweet. I love her so. It's hard to talk about all this. See, it's hard to know how to go about being a channel.
Oh, the best thing in the yard. Pardon me, oh God. Yeah, yeah. I am in a room fine.
See, with Mars going into Libra, the wall, I want to say, there's like a wall that mankind is. See, if it's just man, it is a wall. Because a lot of people here agree they could be females, but they could be males too. I've met, a lot of men, but women are not void of this condition that they are shut down emotionally, communicatively, creatively. They're shut down, they are shut off, and so they become just another brick in the wall. And that's where I come up with that mankind itself. See, but my work involves pointing out that they keep pointing at man, right? Mankind. The language is right in front of our face, okay? So it's right there. You have to start having a sense of humor and saying, but excuse me, it does emphasize mainly that side of the organism, which is handicapped. It's handicapped naturally. It needs to get into this is the religion on this plane, by the way. It needs to get into its spacesuit, which is to get into its body. Now, getting into Buddhism over here, thank God for people that would bother to talk about it. Do you get exercise? Have you eaten yet today? But do you get exercise? Did you do a little yoga? And also, do you have a well-rounded life like with relationship now? It's about relationship now. They might be interested in the mythological creature called women out there. All right? This is part of the peoplehood that can go on drastically right now. That's something to say because the hood, right? What kind of role do you think these people really are going to play for us in the movie based on who's programming and suggestion and who pays them? Asking for a few hundred infants that are born right now that are just trying to catch their first breath of fresh fucking air in this godforsaken place. Anyway, hi. How high are you today? This is Sunday, and oh my God, if you people really knew Jesus, first of all, it's not a pretty scene during that time. Did this thing just flash out? Because a flash out just happened a little bit. Yeah, what I mean is the population is a madhouse. It's flaring up with something. See, politically, it could be a political movement. It could even be the church over there that, in fact, kills Jesus, okay? So, do you go to church? Where's the organization behind the church that says, shh, believe me, we didn't suggest it at all. That story where it goes through the court system and then kill over a murderer, basically. We support the lilies, right? Or we're with the lilies. Yeah, right. While you're sporting your Rolodex and really all this blood on your hand and all these lies, right? It's just a huge lies system. Money, your money, the nature of it, that money. If you haven't noticed, it really is blatantly what it is. It's all hush money. It's all hush money, right? It's associated with numbers. Are you number than them? Don't forget what the word numb means, people. And then see that aspect of existential reality that counts things, like Count Dracula, babes. Dead. You're fucking with dead shit. You're shuffling around like what Terence McKenna would say, the old bones of something that has already come and gone as an idea, and it's an unfoldment. But getting back into the Buddhist, who would say, well, it's all dead, and we're talking about, compared to energy and the energy behind it that allows it all to remain floating in outer space. In this realm right here, we have what I deeply suspect, and it's been already kind of been the argument that Tesla would come up with. It's like, no, it's not really gravity. It's more like static electricity. We are animated heavily. This is a heavy-duty electrical environment that we're in. It's a freaking technology, and your heart is breathe with me, deep divers, and that air that you're breathing, it's not empty like your mind is imagining all of this stuff. Because first of all, do you even think about this stuff? Really, what have you allowed into your mind to occupy it? Really, see, the mind is occupied with something. It's no man's land. Where is the mind? That's why psychology is called a pseudoscience. It's not a real science, because real science involves tangible experiences of a thing, subject to the object or object to the subject. Toss these words around and get into something that we could probably toss around. Really, that's real science. Is how did it feel? Like, out of 20 people, what's the main tally that comes up in communications as far as that feeling? If 19 people come up with the same thing, the best little scientist is the mind of a child, because it's not full of filters and stuff. Of course, money is into the background saying, hush, money. If you dare say anything, we will take your fucking money away. We will mob upon you. There's where I don't like the analogy of if 19 people come up with the same thing and then one person's left out, most likely that's the truth and we're on track. No! Your society, this is not for the faint of heart, but I'm here to tell you that it is so fucking sick out there. There's a lot of karma coming around. The only thing that will protect you is if you walk in the name of your beating heart that lives now. Christ it is. Yeah, if you look at the word Christ, the main word identifiable in it, because you don't know what that word means. You really don't. There's something in your body that lifts up from your spine or something. It's like an oil, the Kundalini rising. There's an event that you personally, as an individual, need to go through to become realized, is what it's called. What's that saying? Realize the realize. I am here. I'm one of these fucking crazy people on the YouTube to tell you that, especially if you're somebody that follows Trump, and I hate to say this too, the political party, but I hate to say this too, your Christianity and your religions, babes, it's okay, calm down. I'm not a bad person, and you're not either, okay? You're not a good person either, and neither am I. We are an infinite possibility waiting to wake up to itself that says just that, as awareness. Awareness doesn't have a choice but just to be more and more real and say, you know what, I can see the good and bad in a lot of things, but now can we just get clear enough? Meditate, find your higher learning tool, which is your body. But a lot of times your body has to handle a higher learning tool, which, babes, it's have you ever met a person, do you know a person in your life that seems to be, that you kind of notice, you don't notice who some people are unless there is like a hurricane or some kind of real thing to get stressed out about, and you'll just see that they are a shelter in a way. They are like a magnetic electrical vortex. There's like, you just kind of want to step over there and be next to them. Yeah, see, there is where, like your Christ individual over there, Jesus, what a great story, right? Jesus, was it an amazing picnic that you got invited to? Girl, that picnic, and I can hardly, can you get over, yeah, what about the picnic? Babe. Now, talk about vegan and vegetarians and stuff. I've experienced it firsthand. It's not anything that the person chooses, that they get more sensitive about something. This is the genuine thing about it. There's a genuine movement going inside of the individual themselves that says, first of all, they've probably gotten sick from eating meat. And then, but later, you begin to realize that that's a living being. If you've ever made friends with a chicken, it is said that Edgar Cayce said that your domestic animals, he's speaking about the time now, because he lived in way back when, right? He says, no, your domestic animals are going to be more human than anything, than ever. In fact, they're going to be, yeah. And what all he's saying is that, yeah, that ecology of what looks human out there, no, their animals are going to be more humane than they are, period. They will have more empathy, more ability of just what's in their body. What we're here to do is to feel good, period. Now, the brunt of the population, your favorite subject matter, which is involving narcissism, but it's really just people turned into, I hate to say it, but little monsters of all kinds of variations. You know, you love your fucking monster movies too. Going through a lot of adrenaline there that is wasteful. You know, why don't you really have an experience of your own life in your movie, make choices, risk it, and go through the stress of that to make it to an other side, to be able to then what? You know, help people through that shadow or that dark spot or something. You know, illuminated enough to make it something that it's like, God, how did you notice the world, for God's sakes? Now, getting back to the Christ movement, where it's like, well, there's great news. Have you heard of the great good news? The gospel. That's what that means. If you look up the word, usually it's tied into the notion that good news exists. Getting back to watching those movies out there, and okay, so it's not safe to be around people that follow politics so heavily that that it's not safe. That there's no air for awareness and consciousness to even get through. There's no air to breathe. There isn't anybody there that has opened an account with reality enough that it's they're probably living in a dungeon in a way. It's hard to get through to people, and it's gotten really thick and ugly out there. There's where I would love to encourage you all to get into your Aries side. Everybody has an Aries in them, and especially in the sky. Aries is experiencing Saturn. Chiron is going backwards too in Aries. Chiron is the wounded warrior, and that's like a double whammy, because that's the baby of the zodiac, and people might not know this, especially narcissists. 92% that are teetering. If a child is born to a natural environment, even to natural childbirth, right? Okay, so did you know that a woman naturally, when she's having a child, they don't have it on their back. They end up standing up. And see, now getting back to that algorithmic play of how many, if you go to the ocean and see 40 women doing this thing, 39 of them do the same exact thing, which includes a rhythmic patterning. Must be the most beautiful thing in all of existence, really. And did you know that some women have an organism while that's happening? An organism. Did you know the real word, an organism? I'm sorry, you're not following this. If you know the real word, an organism, type it in the comment sections down below. Sex is the woman's place. I don't know why I'm coming to this, but why not? Because we have the sun in Leo, and what is that about? It's about romance. It's about the pleasure. It's about joy. It's about kids. Knowing that, see, kids are vamped upon. It's horrible because we're also everybody's getting out of touch with so much that they say it takes you back, and it's like, well, it won't take you back to any place great, because a lot of people, when they go back into their childhood, they just remember their narcissist controlling them and saying and felt the effects of no, 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 no all the time. Just ignorant people around them that don't know that you can easily break a boundary and traumatize a child. Really, it's a boundary breaking thing that you're doing that is totally disrespectful. That even the child knows, and they'll tell you by fucking crying. getting back to your area. See, this is in order to heal. That crying is a form of communications. If you don't respect it, if you sit there and say, now, if you don't stop crying, I'm not going to give you anything else. More abuse. You people, you know what? Woo! At least read a book on child psychology. Again, now try an algorithmic play. Read 19 books, 20 books, and see what 19 of them say consecutively. There is honest efforts to collect information that is the right information. Very obscured, by the way, because when you start getting up and up and up, like if you want to take those elevators to the top, like where we can't work the equation anymore to get to the truth of what the fuck is going on here, it is difficult. And there isn't a very good conversation there. Oh my God, have you ever been around somebody who just all of a sudden they start saying like verses from the Bible? I feel uncomfortable because they are, in effect, they're hexing the fact that, babe, are you here? Do you have your own words? What is the experience that you know? Can you translate anything from there? Because all that you feel, talk about that brick in the wall. Did I talk about it? I hope that you can get away from society enough. Do not watch television and politics. I'm sorry. You are looking for a pacifier and something just feels safe and like that you actually all in one. It's like it's a opiate, right? That says this makes you smarter. This gives you the sense of well, you're gonna push responsibility off onto somebody else. See, if you really are into freedom, which sometimes they talk about it, you know, like America. If you're actually interested in it, which a lot of people aren't, it scares them. If you want freedom, it's a hell of taking responsibility, being accountable for your presence here. Like waving at people in the morning. What if you just take your freedom to do that? You know what I mean? You can take your freedom and go like this. It depends. It really does depend. Believe me, I'm an Aries rising, and it's like you don't have a choice. It's like, oh, that one there does not have my best interest in mind. They get 2 fingers up. They have broken off and gotten very shady with language. And now this is finally talking about it. Here I am again. And I wish I had a secretary that can clip when I come up now, because I'm trying to ride the edge before I'm even full up with it, because this is going to take time. Especially you. Everyone that is well on their way to becoming. See, that's the journey of life. If it is just 40 seconds before your death that you become realized of where and how your real life really is, not experienced through the filter of the mind or the mind itself, just a real-time awareness. Once you get a glimpse, just a tiny whiff, you're never going to go back. And in fact, you were probably chosen by something that, I'm telling you, there is so much love that makes up all of creation, the ability for all of it to be here and even be trashed. See, now I don't say no, the trashing is not done by people who are realized. No, there's a certain look, is harmonious feeling. You feel welcomed and you want to be there. It's healing. A way about them that you can see the life flourishing around them is not making them feel uncomfortable. It's very welcoming. It's very peaceful. It's a place that you want to be, right? So the word ashram comes in. It's really just as am, really. And this is a very vital, it reminds me of the karate Oriental movies where there's no word but Bruce Lee and the karate films, right? Where it's like basically they're reading each other's energy. And like I was mentioning, it's like, is it a this or is it like, here's a cup of tea, come on in? Because that person has your best interest in mind. See, but this is the thing about warriors, babe. This is the thing about love. If it is indeed love achieved, Christ, aware? When they win, everybody wins. Because they are going to share what pours out of them is what's good for everybody. Now, getting back to your society of sick people where the truth is actually a poison for them. like how to get better, the cure, like how to look into it and make breakthroughs and get through the difficult times and make a breakthrough. All of that feeling. See, I love the saying that Khalil Gibran says. He says, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Now, what you need to depend on is that more and more, really, you should understand that people in your lives, in our lives, are there to help us or test us, okay? So you want to be able to recognize that you are your only help, and the people that test you are coming at you. Now, it's really testing when you get down and out. Because now you don't know this, you fucking narcissistic society out there that can only approach people when they're down and then have a great time. Like, I'm the savior and me. No, and really, it's very illusory because they probably admire you. They were never ever able to get close to you, but somehow you fell in vibrational frequency and you need support, help, something, right? Now you're aligning with these other people that are very clumsy. It's a fumble. You guys will fumble each other. Do you guys know that there is an opportunity there to work and pick yourselves up and start working what? See, where are you in your ability with love, for love, about love, in love, as love? Where are you with that? It has nothing to do with other people. It has everything to do with your connection to reality. Reality is God. I would love to tune you people in who have a fake God that do not know the real conversation. If you want to break away, this conversation is called Buddhism. It's really hard to be in the West here. I'm pretty sure I need to get the hell out of this country. If you really are enlightened and you don't want to be hurt too bad, you don't want to be targeted and you don't want to be picked on. I mean, it's just, that we are in the middle of a war, and really that's kind of what it's about, babes. Satan, the world, hates God, which is reality. The opportunity is here and there and everywhere. Did you make it? Don't get too paranoid and stressed out, although we all have 10 swords on our fucking back right now. I know I do, and I'm about to enter into a hell of a fire. That's why I ask for support here, honestly. The people around me are going through, they're just too unconscious for me to feel safe around it. It's no fun. They don't see, we know we're going through a stress of, well, money is, it's hush money. Don't ever take it so seriously that you turn into a machine, that you become cold. All right? It's very difficult because no, it's not designed that way. Money says in God we trust right there. It's actually going to give us enough freedom, but enough freedom to do what now? There is something that is preying on an opportunity. See, you can't think of it the way that a lot of people think, that it's a constant scene where you're falling backwards into a swimming pool with a fucking umbrella in your hand. No, it's not that. You're working with energy, and when you place it in the right manner, or conserve it in the right manner, you're going to have it to be able to place it in the right manner and continue to conserve. And see, this is about boundaries and stuff, that it's a spiritual warfare. Now, when Saturn moves back, this is a big warning for humanity from people like me that do astrology, and we are kind of experiencing something different in a different way. See, like Christ did not feel the way that you do. When those people start showing up, it is no fun. The ecology sucks, and you are a daring person for even walking by their side. You're a target too now. If you haven't experienced the targeting, you just don't have that much human being in you, which is love, which is Christ aware. That's all it is. The effort to maintain your right, birthright, to access your potential. Now, we're talking about men who are born from women that have no access. They aren't from their potential, and they have to go find. See, now a lot of them would agree that, well, they're just workers, you know. Some of them call themselves soldiers, but I say no, 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 no. We have warriors here, and I was going to tell you about the warrior, and I did. When the warrior wins, everybody wins. When a soldier wins, it's hard to tell who won there. Somebody was sacrificed like lamb. And there's a hidden hand in the background wearing a tie. It's usually red. You notice that? Put your red spilling down necktie with your white fucking shirt, undershirt, and your blue coat. You notice that Putin wears that? Every president is wearing that, besides for the Arabic people who are like, they're so much more hip. They're like, you know what, man? You guys are fucking crazy. Really? Yeah, because it's pillaging. People that steal from other people their wealth, and if it's useful, but they've really found something which isn't very useful. What's happening in this realm as far as being limited by getting energy through fossil fuels and stuff like that? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's nightmarish. It needs to be flattened down with several hydrogen bombs, and of course go underground. And why did you stay close enough to even feel any of the wind? Is there another place on the map? No, because whoever wrote those fucking maps aren't going to tell you. They're just going to say, this is it. Go ahead and walk around get close and far to the coastline and walk around, find out if it's true that this map is the truth. You people aren't even thinking far enough out of it with your own you're not using your own faculties. It's difficult. It can hurt because you realize we really don't know what's out there because I don't know. That's the thing that you can know for certain is that you don't know.